Today we are talking about another measure of variability. Today we are talking about mean absolute deviation. So this anchor chart is going to be provided on your roadmap as well, but I wanted to make sure that you heard me pronouncing these words as well as reading these definitions. So the mean absolute deviation, also referred to as M.A.D, is the average of the positive distances of each point from the mean. So when I talk about each point, I mean each data point or each piece of data in a data set. The larger the mean absolute deviation, the greater the variability in the data. The larger the M.A.D, the less useful the mean is as an indicator of the data values. So what does all of that mean? We need to go back to some of our key vocabulary that is going to be very useful in today's lesson. So as a reminder, the mean is the average. We find this by finding the sum of all the data values and then dividing by the number of data values. When I say deviation, I mean the difference between a data value in a set and the mean of the set. Absolute value, this goes back to a lesson we did when we were all together at school. Absolute value is the distance of any value on a number line from 0. So as a reminder, absolute value is always positive. It is always positive because it's measuring distance. You cannot have a negative distance. You probably recall Miss Bryce constantly saying, I cannot run -5 miles. That just means I did not run. Lastly, variability refers to how spread out or how clustered together the values in a data set are. High variability means that the data is very spread out. So if you were looking at a data display like a dot plot, that means there are pieces of data all over. If there is low variability, that means the data is clustered. So again, that would mean all the pieces of data were right together. We are going to be referencing this anchor chart throughout our guided lesson, and I also provided another anchor chart that gives you an example. Today my guided lesson video is going to be shorter than normal because there is an attached Khan Academy video that I think is extremely useful, and I think he explains it very clearly, and I want you guys to use that as your basis of your guided lesson. There are going to be a few checks for understanding after this video and after the Khan Academy video before you're asked to do an exit ticket.